Welcome guys, this is Automotive Anonymous, and about 30 minutes ago, Subaru just revealed at the LA Auto Show the brand new 6th generation of the Subaru Forester that's new for 2025. So I'm going to overlay a lot of the footage with that. I'm going to share basically the 4 main differences or upgrades that the new generation has compared to this one right here, which is a 2024 Subaru Premium. So I wanted to have this in front of you guys so that you can see the difference and see that the new generation is actually a redesign, not just a refresh like the 3rd generation Crosstrek was that just recently came out. So let's get right into it with the 4 main points that are different with the new generation Forester. First of all, there is going to be a hybrid option, although it's not going to come out for about a year after the basic 2025 model comes out. So I don't anticipate we'll see any hybrids on the road for about a year and a half. But Subaru has announced that by 2026, there will be 4 hybrid Subaru models. And then by 2028, there's going to be an additional 4. So that's basically Subaru's whole lineup, unless they have more models come out that we don't expect. The next big thing I just thought was interesting was there are over 2.6 million Foresters sold in the United States. As I mentioned in a lot of my Forester update videos, there's about 114 to 180,000 of these sold every single year in the United States, and the 1st generation came out back in 1997. So we've had about 25 years just about of Subaru Foresters, which they are really good vehicles overall. And if you guys watch my channel, you know that I personally own Subarus and daily drive them, and I've reviewed dozens of these, so I think they're pretty good vehicles. But the next big update for the 2025 is it has been said that it'll be quieter, have a smoother ride, an upgraded interior, but it's going to retain all of the toughness. I do want to comment to the point about the hybrid system. I really hope it's better than the 2nd generation Crosstrek hybrid. That thing sucked. That was like 10 grand more than a similarly spec'd Crosstrek. The batteries took up 6 cubic feet of room in the hatch, and it wasn't any faster than the regular one. So there's a lot of speculation that it could be the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine with the hybrid system from the Toyota RAV4, or I suppose the other thing I would anticipate is that they are going to do a similar setup to the last gen Crosstrek, although I hope they do something better, because that vehicle seriously only sold a couple thousand units every single year, and they don't even offer it currently in the United States, which is an example of how bad that did in a world that's being pushed towards electrification. And then the new one is going to have a 10% stiffer chassis, which, you know, whether the metal's thicker, whether there's more bracing, that would be pretty easy to accomplish. It's going to have wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, improved X mode for off-roading, and then better, wider field of view eyesight. So it's going to better pick up pedestrians and bikers, so you're less likely going to be able to hit people while driving, which is good because you don't want to go to prison for driving a vehicle and accidentally committing vehicular manslaughter. And then the new one has been advertised with 19-inch bronze wheels on the Sport, which I personally think is going to look really cool. But it was also said that 19-inch wheels will be on other models too. I don't like that. I think the 17s are good. I think the 18s are about the limit. Because if you're taking the Forester into the forest, you don't want giant rims. You want sidewall to cushion your ride. Which I do want to also mention, Subaru on their website for a couple weeks now have had that they're going to reveal the new refreshed or redesigned model today. And it's obvious that it's a Forester. It could have been the Ascent in that they both came out for their current generation in 2019. But Subaru, if you paid attention, guys, it literally was just showing footage of forestry over and over and over again. That's all it showed. So I think we all knew that this was what was coming. So what I am happy about is that the new one might have a more powerful engine with the hybrid, and it's sure to get better mileage, but hopefully it's priced appropriately. If it's more than a few $1,000s, truly you're likely not going to make up your money on paying for the hybrid system to get 5 miles per gallon better if it was anything like the Crosstrek. And I think it's going to be safer because that's the design Subaru's going with. They've been advertising with this announcement just now all the awards that this has won and how it's a top safety pick plus and all those things, just like how the LED headlights come standard on these now to keep that plus rating versus the regular top safety pick. I'm hoping that the new one's not much more expensive than this one. And I apologize, guys. It's like 40 degrees out, kind of cold. And for some reason, I'm trying to hiccup on camera, so I apologize for that. But I do think the new one actually is gonna be better than I was anticipating. I thought it was gonna gain a lot of cladding, just like the Crosstrek, and it was gonna gain the 11.6-inch screen, which it has, and I'm really disappointed about. I own an Outback Wilderness with that screen, and I'm disappointed in that. I honestly, if we are gonna get a Forester, potentially for my wife before this 2024 is gone, we would buy this one, not the new one, because it's not safer having everything tied to a slow, laggy touchscreen. If Subaru's gonna put that in every single model that they have, it needs to be a better system. It needs to be at least half as good as the Tesla screen, not just some screen that feels like it's already 5 years old. And then overall, I do think the new one's gonna be pretty good. I think it's gonna be a good option because the Forester is such a well-balanced vehicle in general. Subaru did this one right. I'm not surprised why it sells well over 100,000 every single year in the United States. So hopefully the new one is gonna be a fun adventure, and I can't wait to drive one and review it for you guys. I have this 2024 because I just did a review of it, and I figured this would be a good one to compare so you can see kind of side by side as I overlay the footage of the new one. Obviously, I'm not at the LA Auto Show because there's not gonna be much more content that you get on this for probably a few months until people start to get their hands on these. But the 2024 is a phenomenal vehicle. It has had a refresh. It's had a lot of the kinks worked out of it. The new one potentially is going to have some recalls and some issues because that's the nature of new vehicles. Even though they do 1,000,000 miles of testing when they're doing the R&D and developing these, there's still issues that pop up for individual customers. And even though it usually is the squeaky wheel that gets the oil, you don't want to be one of the people that have the problems. I'm not sure how resale on this 5th gen is going to do compared to the next one. But personally, this is the one that I would buy as of current until we see what the hybrid does. If it is maybe Toyota's system with Subaru symmetrical all drive, that'd be cool. But anything else, I'm hesitant that it's going to be a better option, especially where Subaru isn't known for electrification. And knowing how the first Crosstrek was kind of a failure with that, I guess we'll see what this does. But guys, if you liked this summary, if you liked my thoughts, please consider liking the video. I post a couple times a week. Can't wait to share more Subaru content with you guys. And until the next one, I hope you take care. See ya.
As today we kick off our 16th annual Share the Love event. For 2020,
the Subaru Forester is actually one of the best CUVs on the market today. It's affordable, extremely practical, and it does most things relatively well.